Hello everyone, this is Sweet Lou Jeff Luzatter coming to you from Indianapolis and the Sheridan at Keystone at the Crossing for the 2016 Indiana High School Baseball Coaches Association induction ceremonies. And our first inductee, the 175th inductee as a matter of fact, is Coach Brian Kuester, head coach at South Spencer High School. And Brian, I really appreciate your time.
Thank you.
See here you had a record of 358 and 179 in 18 years. His family, been married to Debbie for 32 years, has a daughter, Katie, 17, and has sons Jeremy, Sean, and Nathan. And I think down here, these guys, it says here, they played for you. Is that correct?
That's correct.
You want to talk a little bit about, did those guys all three play at the same time for you? Obviously, they're kind of here with 29, 28, and 20. Obviously, Nathan didn't play there. He probably was a bat boy, but talk a little bit about what it was like to coach your sons.
Well, it was an interesting experience. I mean, at first, you're a little hesitant because, you're coaching your own son, and that's one thing I had never done, when they were little, was coach them. So I waited till high school, and it's a different experience, and I enjoyed it thoroughly. Fortunately, all three of them they started for me as freshmen, for whatever reasons, they were very talented, so they were able to start. So that made things, a little bit easier. It was a joy. But I tell you what, I know you're always a little harder on your kids than everybody else. I don't care what anybody tells you. I mean, that's just life. That's the way it is. So, but like I said, it was very enjoyable, and it was crushing when when we got beaten tournaments and you talk about it at night or the next day or whatever. So it even hits home a little more than just even a normal loss. So, but I wouldn't change it for the world, and it was very enjoyable.
Also says here your education's at Evansville Central, and also Evansville Central's name, if I got this correct, changed to the University of Southern Indiana. Is that correct?
It was Indiana State University, Evansville.
Okay, all right.
And I went to Central High School out of Evansville.
Okay, that's right. And then, that's right. Central and Evansville Central for high school, and then the University of Southern Indiana. Okay. And it also talks about here you were 4 years catcher at both in high school and in college. That's pretty tough job to handle there, 4 years of high school and then 4 years as a catcher, because that's a very demanding position.
Well, I enjoyed it. I mean, I wasn't the most athletic person. Growing up, I never caught till I was about 12 years old. That's when I ended up being a switch hitter at that time also. In high school, I really didn't catch varsity until my junior and senior years. I DH'd some off and on before that. And then going on to the University of Southern Indiana, I was able to start most of the time for 4 years, and it was, great experiences. I wouldn't change them for anything. A lot of friends develop, a lot of relationships that I still stay in contact with today. So, it's something that you always remember, and I had a great time doing it.
Talk a little bit about your college experience. I had a chance to try it out and was. Unfortunately, didn't make the college team, but I was a left-handed pitcher. But I think college is a great experience. It's got to be. Talk a little bit about. I mean, did you have a highlight there, like maybe where some places you played that big-time facilities, or maybe some championships, obviously?
Well, I'm not going to say that we played in a lot of elite facilities. We played in a lot of pretty good facilities, but you're talking about back in the late 70s, so there wasn't a whole lot, especially on the Division II level. And but some of the most memorable times, I know we made it to the NCAA tournament a couple times, and that was a big highlight for us. We were very competitive. We had good teams. I know one year. We beat IU pretty handily in a non-conference game in the spring, and that sticks out to me too. But overall, it was just a great experience, and it's very demanding. It was demanding then, just like it is now, except today. I think it's even more demanding with all the weightlifting and conditioning that I think is more incorporated today than it was back then.
Talk to me a little bit about South Spencer. I know if I look on a map, I think South Spencer High School is the farthest southern-wise of any high school in the state of Indiana. You know, don't hear a whole lot about baseball down in that area, but I'm sure with your state championships, 4 of them, that things must be good at South Spencer. So around that area must be pretty good baseball also. Talk a little bit about baseball down in southern Indiana.
Well, overall, southern Indiana has great baseball. I mean, our schedule is tough. We play most of the Evansville schools and Owensboro, Kentucky schools, which is right across the river from us. We play in a very tough conference, and you know, we've been very fortunate in our sectional since we went the class system that that's a big percentage of the time whoever wins our sectional has a good chance to get to the state tournament. You know, so it's very competitive. So you know, that's something that we want. We want to play good teams. We want to play, you know, to improve ourselves. And you know, and baseball was strong down there even way before I started coaching at South Spencer. I mean, you had Don Mattingly, obviously from Evansville, and Andy Dennis, and you go on down the line. And you know, University of Evansville has, you know, really picked up, you know, that they're playing well. University of Southern Indiana has won 2 national championships now under Coach Archuleta, and my oldest son Jeremy's been able to be a part of that as an assistant coach. So I think we're very rich in tradition in Southern Indiana, and then also South Spencer with Bill Evans and Jim Hoff coaching South Spencer before I was there, and they had a lot of success, and both of them are already in the Hall of Fame. So I just hopefully that I could add to it a little bit.
Let's talk about your 4 state championships. I'm sure you can probably contest. There's no better feeling than winning.
Yeah, I mean, that's one thing with us, you know, going to the state. We had some really good teams, you know, in the mid 2000s that we just couldn't get out of sectional and couldn't get over the hump, and you know. It was very frustrating to go up to watch the state games and knowing, you know, we feel like we could have, you know, at least competed at that level. And then 2007, we just had a, you know, great team. We had a left-handed pitcher that pitched 4 years at IU. He pitched in professional baseball. We had a really good hitting team, you know, so we were able to break through there. And then we were fortunate enough to do that 3 more times.
Wow. Let's talk a minute here about your state championship with American Legion. Of course, I've been interested in American Legion ball. Sometimes kids aren't good enough to go on to college or get a minor league deal or anything, but yet they still want to play baseball, and I think American Legion baseball fills that. So talk a little bit about your experience with American Legion baseball in southern Indiana.
Okay, my first experience being at Central High School, they didn't have you know, only one Evansville Legion at that time, so I actually played at Boonville American Legion when I was in high school. Rockport's always been a tremendous American Legion program, and when I was younger, I coached Boonville Legion then later on, and we were able to win a state championship in 1989, and then I coached Eugene Pate out of Evansville and for a few years, and we were able to win a state championship in 1995, and then going to South Spencer and being very tradition-rich in Legion baseball with Coach Hoff, you know. So we feel that's been a big part of our tradition, a big part of our success, we feel like, you know, because our kids pretty much stay at home. We have very few kids that play travel or anything like that. So, you know, we feel very fortunate that way, and Legion baseball has been a big part of it.
And last but not least, I mentioned from the outset the 175th inductee into the Hall of Fame. How's that feel?
I don't know if it's sunk in yet or not. I mean, it's, you know, you see all these great people, and you see, you know, all these accomplishments and all of that, you know, and it's like, you know, do you really belong or anything? But, you know, it's very humbling. It's very, like I said, very surreal. Maybe in a week or 2 or later on, it'll really dawn on me, but, you know, it's something I'm very proud of, not just for me, but my family, my players, my assistant coaches, the whole community of South Spencer. So, you know, like I said, it's a big honor, very humbling.
Well, congratulations, the 175th inductee in the Indiana High School Baseball Coaches Association Hall of Fame, Brian Kuester. Thanks a lot for your time, Brian.
Well, thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
This is Sweet Lou Jeff Luzada. We'll be right back with our next inductee.